So we got some really cool stuff for you today. Today we're going to talk about a stock that I'm heavily debating buying. If you've noticed lately, I haven't really bought a whole lot of stocks because I feel like my portfolio is in a really good spot. But there is one that I'm definitely debating getting. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But today we're going to talk about one word that is dominating the market today, and that is confidence. Now, if you've been watching the videos for the last 2 weeks, it's not really a shock because I've been predicting this in those videos, that everything that is happening in the market right now as an underlying fundamental is basically set to have the market take off, like to go on a positive run and to make a lot of money. So, but at the same time, it's not really part of the news cycle. So I kind of thought, well, this is kind of what it reminded me of, like when I worked as kind of, what is it called, access personnel for a Fortune 500 company. And in fact, it was like restricted access personnel. I think I was one of like 10 people in the whole company. And they would only let me trade that company's stock 8 days a year. It was the 2 days after the company had their earnings call. And then I was blacked out every other day that quarter. So, and even then it was like, all right, well, I know some where I can get a good sense on where the stock is going, but it's not like I have this huge secret that I can tell somebody and the stock's going to explode. However, in the market, we're looking at all the fundamentals and we see exactly that. So this is kind of like looking to see what it's like to trade as an inside trader. So if you've taken my advice over the last 2 weeks and invested money and get your positions in, today you made a lot of money, and then, I don't know, for the next few weeks, I think you're going to even make even more. So we're going to talk about an overall trend that I'm seeing in the market. Then we'll talk about the one stock that I'm debating getting. So overall, I've looked in the last few weeks and just looked at my portfolio, and I feel like the stock areas, the sectors that are most likely to take off are kind of travel, oil, and casinos. So we take a look at the stocks today that had the biggest gainers today, and there really weren't any big losers, so I didn't really include those in those. We'll talk about number one, Signet Jewelers. This is basically a mall jewelry chain. And you look at AMC going up, which increases mall traffic. You look at overall confidence, New York State's opening. The coronavirus cases are really low. In fact, we'll look at that in a little bit as well. But they're up 13% today, which is really nice. I'm basically up 2.5 times my initial investment, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I put $1,000 in, and I'm now up to almost $3,000, which is a beautiful thing. But it's a mall stock, guys. If mall stocks are going up, I don't know what sign you're waiting for, because this is about as easy of a sign as you're going to get. Braemar Resorts, Braemar Hotels, they do casinos and hotels. They're up 7% today. So that's a beautiful thing. PVAC, they are an oil stock. They're up 7% today. So we'll see those are up as we start to see trending for more economic activity. Velocity, the big one over the last week. Let's open this up for the last week. And they basically came out last week, if you watch my videos, where home prices or home sales were up like 26 or 27% in July. And so it went from 420 all the way to 620. So it basically, kind of went up 50% just in the matter of a couple days. So I think this trend is definitely going to increase. And even on a personal note, I'm about ready to refinance my mortgage as well. I just have to make one more payment before I'm eligible because of the stupid Freddie Mac rules that we have. But the rates are so freaking low. I just see the business going through the roof. And that doesn't even count people buying houses. That's just people refinancing their mortgage. But the fact that home sales are going up is a very big unexpected sign, and it's one that you should definitely take seriously. So Velocity had a nice jump for us. We appreciate that. VVI, they do, and Viad, they do travel and entertainment venues. So if we look at them, they do, where is that? They're located in Phoenix. They do live event service, which is crazy if you think about it right now. Influential events, and they work with global brands. They also do iconic natural and cultural destination experiences. So it's people traveling, getting out. and their stock has been up really nicely. It went up 11% today. So again, very similar trend that we're noticing. AVCT, on the other hand, is a digital cloud company, and this one went up 13% today. So this one's been really nice. This one was flat for the longest time, and it's been jumping lately. So if you got AVCT, gosh, let's take a look. It was, I want to say 3 weeks ago, August 5th, you would have got it at basically 450, and it jumped all the way up to 8, but it's still kind of on the way up. So definite good sign. American Airlines, kind of been a laggard for the most part. My brother works for them. They went up 10.5% today. So that's a great sign as far as people having confidence and booking information and how much capacity they have and how many routes they're doing. It's funny. It's listed as a 40% sell, and the market's reacting. So sometimes you have to listen to your boy here to get a good sense on what you want to, what you're looking to buy. 20% of the people said buy, 40% said hold, 40% said sell, and yet the stock went up 11% today. Cinemark. So this relates to, this went up 10% today. This basically relates to AMC. They're opening up. They're starting to release movies on that. And Cinemark is a smaller chain, but we're seeing them kind of ride the coattails. So that's an awesome sign. Carnival Cruise Lines, again, up 10% today. It's probably based on forward-looking 2021 booking numbers, but not totally sure about that. Volaris, they are an aviation company based out of, where are they based out of? Mexico City. And this stock was going to be screwed a while ago because Mexico, in the early part of the pandemic, they just basically told the airlines, you're on your own. We're not helping you a bit. But obviously, they're being affected by positive sentiment, consumer confidence. They're up 10% today. And then the stock that I was looking to buy, and I'm really debating, is Children's Place. They do Build-A-Bears, and they're in malls. They're up 7% today, and they have an earnings call coming up. When is their earnings call coming up? Earnings call is coming up tomorrow pre-market. So if I'm going to get in on this, I got to get in on it before the market opens. So we're going to be we might be doing a purchase on this after market. But if you look at the last few quarters, look at the Q3, Q4, pretty much they hit everything. The last time they missed was Q4 2018. And even in Q1, they barely exceeded. So the question is for Q2 2020, which is COVID quarter, what does it look like? So we'll take a look. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy or not, but this is one that just has big upside potential on it, even though I took a 7% gain on it today. I don't even own the stock, but it took 7% today. So just some things to think about. All right, take a look at our Let's take a look at our San Diego COVID. And again, if you're not in San Diego, this doesn't necessarily apply to you directly as far as the specific numbers, but the idea, the trend is probably exactly the same in your where you live. So also one thing before we get there today is the 28th anniversary of Hurricane Andrew hitting Miami. When I was there, absolutely destroyed the town. It looked like a nuclear bomb went off. I've never seen anything since, before then or after that. So there's a lot of people that lost their houses, lost their livelihood, and I'm telling you, it was just flat. I mean, there weren't any houses, and this was before smartphones. So unless you had a map, all the street signs were gone. Unless you had a really good sense of direction, you didn't know where you're going for the most part. But just remembering those people down in South Miami. North Miami got hit too, but South Miami got just wiped. So just thinking of them today. No new reported COVID cases as far as deaths for the day before. So we're starting to see the overall total start to flatten out. It's like the top of a roller coaster. And then we see the same downward trend. And these are new cases by day. So we're starting to see the same downward trend. If you're a skier, this is a black diamond. So that's a good thing. Daily testing, again, we talked about it going down because they're going to have trouble, if they're not already having trouble right now, finding new people to test. because you only usually get a test if you've been around somebody who had COVID. But if the COVID cases are going down, then there's fewer people that have an incentive to want to get a test. Again, positive cases, the gold standard. As far as number of 100 people, how many people that were tested got positive? The lowest it got was about 2.78. It got as high as 6%. I mean, we're not counting in the very beginning because they were only testing certain people, but now it's down to 3.5%, and it's just plummeting. Look at hospitals. Look at hospitalizations. That's your double diamond. That's not even a black diamond ski slope. It's plummeting. And then we look at hospital bed census. We're down to 280 in a county of 3 million people with a bed capacity of a little over 6,200. Deaths per day, I mean, it's so freaking low that it's barely even notable. So let's look at the most recent deaths. We'll go on to page 33 right here. And pretty much everybody is going to be old or has underlying health conditions. Let's see if that trend remains the same. Okay, so we got yeses all the way down here. Everybody on here is a yes. 58, 46, 71, 61, 65, 78, 89, 96. This lady lived a long life. 83, 83, 56, 84, 71, 65, 95. This lady lived a long life. Age distribution. If you're in school, elementary or high school, you know how many people died total in San Diego ever? 0. Absolutely 0. There's no reason not to be in school, people. These people, literally in a county of 3 million people, you have 77 people that got hospitalized. All of them went home to their parents. They're all fine. If you look at people that are college or post-college, in a county of 3 million people, 3 people died. And I bet you if I went through those numbers and I looked at all of them, they all had underlying health conditions. They probably had diabetes or something like that. But almost 10,000 people came back positive. 3 people died. These people need to be out doing their thing. On the other hand, once you get over 60, that's when things change a little bit. And once you get over 80, that is where the hot zone is. So with that being said, we looked at kind of where you are. I bet you it's exactly the same. So everything we're saying right now, the market's going in the right direction. The people that are the Corona brothers, the Corona bros, if they want to shut down everything, they're finding less of a foothold to have a reason to do so. I mean, why should you? There's very few cases. If people that are young aren't having a problem, you're actually, 3 or 4 times more likely to die of the flu than to die of coronavirus if you're under 30. If you're under 20, I think 22 or 20 or whatever, you're more likely to get hit by lightning on the way to school than you are of getting dying of coronavirus at all. So overall, things are going in the great direction. We haven't really looked at pre-market yet. I guess that just flipped, so it's always just about dead even. But things are going in the right direction. If you don't have your position and you're sitting here saying, oh my gosh, I missed out on my window. You didn't miss out on your window. This is insider trading territory. There's a whole bunch of money to be made. Get your position, pick well. If you have any questions, reach out, message me, throw a comment in here. I'll do my best to respond to you. If you haven't got Robinhood yet, there's a link in the video description where you can get a free stock when you sign up. And if you want to take a look at we got to take a look at the chart. If you want to take a look at this chart that I have on how I track my investments, then you can click on that and open it up, parse through it, save it, cheat, say it's yours, whatever you want to do, but it's there for your benefit. Overall winner in the clubhouse right now is Crestwood Equity at 191. Number 2 is, and we have a bunching up of this, PVAC, which is our oil stock at 174. Redwood Trust, which is a REIT at 156. Caesars Entertainment, it jumped. It's up to 151, so we're close to tripling on that casino stock. And for those who have been watching these videos for a while, you know I've been talking about this stock for a long, long time. I've been calling my shot on it. Signet Jewelers, the mall jewelry store companies at 140. And AVCT is about to bust through at 97, although it was over 100, so it's about doubled the stock. So PBF is close to just breaking even. We'll see if we want to keep that or not. Maybe I'll switch that out. we'll see what happens with that. Red Robin group, that's poised to jump once we have a vaccine or a therapeutic, or they're calling COVID the election infection. So maybe as soon as the election's over, you'll start to see things change a little bit as far as shutdown orders. And then the one that's just going to take a little bit longer, just because it's a commercial real estate REIT, is XAN. So we'll let that one ride for a little bit. But so far, the active stocks, I have a 50% gain on these, just very, very short term on what I bought them for. And the overall investment, I invested $33,000 into this, and we've basically doubled it at that point. So with that being said, we're still on a pace to get about $305,000 when all is said and done. And I have a house in PB. I don't know. That's Pacific Beach here in San Diego, by the beach. I don't know which one it is, but it has my name on it, and we're putting a down payment on it. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. Get your position. Get locked in. If you have any questions, reach out. Other than that, I'll talk to you.
To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website that gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.